Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Monday evening live session. And we are going to discuss two very important topics. But before that, let us first, yeah, good evening, good evening. First, what do you say? Welcome our new members in the community who have joined in last couple of days. Okay, so anybody new in the room attending the session first time, just type me in the chat box, and we will formally, what you can say, welcome you, and then we'll start our session. Anybody new member in the room? Just type me in the chat box if you're attending the session first time. Just type me in the chat box if you are there. See, today being Monday, a lot of people are working and traveling. So Monday, thoda attendance obviously come hota hai generally. Okay, I think a lot of new people are yet to join. See, team, can you just check with them? गुड इवनिंग गुड इवनिंग ओके चलो जब भी आएंगे हम उनको वेलकम करेंगे ठीक है सो टुडेस टॉपिक वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक विच इज SIPOC as well as stakeholder management. And plus, I'm going to discuss something in the stakeholder management. There is a rule called 20-60-20 rule. I'm going to touch upon that as well into this. Okay, so let me share my screen, my whiteboard with you. Okay, now, so the topic what we are going to discuss today is from the define phase. And let me clarify this. Define phase more or less remains same for green belt and the black belt level. Understand this, okay? If you go through the green belt and the black belt level, the define phase more or less you will find the content will remain same. What differences are there in the see this DMAC framework, no? DMAIC framework. This framework remains common across all the phases. Okay, all the hierarchical stages like white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt. All the 5 level. These 5 stage framework will remain common. Only thing which changes is within those phases. What are the different tools we are using? As we go up in the ladder, like from yellow belt to green belt to black belt to master black belt, more and more advanced tools we basically start implementing in the problem, and as we go on the top, right, from yellow belt level, green, black, master black, we try to handle complex projects, complex problems, and more strategic at the master black belt level. There are more strategic projects, okay, and at the black belt level there are more complex projects. Green belt level you have a medium size projects. Yellow belt level low hanging fruit, smaller projects. This is how. But this framework DMAC remains common. And as I said, in the define phase, more or less the tools remain same. What are the tools generally in define phase? Type in the chat box. What are the tools basically we cover in define phase? Everybody just type in the chat box. The people who have been through green belt content, have certified themselves, can you just type? Yes, very good. SIPOC is one which we are going to discuss today. What else? What are the different tools we use in the define phase? Very first and for yes, exactly. You should always start with project charter. Remember this. Okay. So whenever it comes to the tools, always start with a project chart. Project chart is a very fundamental basic tool we use first to define the project very clearly. And when I refer project, that basically means the complex problem which we want to solve. That's it. Which is recurring again and again, consuming a lot of our resources and increasing our cost of poor quality. That is our complex project, right? Very good. So we have SIPOC, we have project charter, flow chart, you have RACI metrics, we have KNO model, CTQ. In the define phase, the communication plan, stakeholder analysis, stakeholder management. So all these things come in the define phase. So out of which we are going to discuss topics like first is SIPOC, okay, and the second one is stakeholder management or stakeholder analysis. Both are the same thing. Okay, stakeholder management. Okay, so SIPOC if you reverse of SIPOC, it becomes Scopus, Copis, Scopus. Both are basically the same. Some people say you must start with the customer first. C for customer basically. So they put a reverse of SIPOC, which is Scopus. Both are actually the same. And in the stakeholder management, of course, we have a standard template of stakeholder management. In this, I'm going to touch upon a rule which is very, very important, which is called as 20-60-20 rule, which we are going to discuss these two topics today, which is a part of define phase of any project. Are you clear? What is the topic of discussion we are having? So in the DMAC framework, we are going to talk about define phase. In the define phase, today we are going to cover SIPOC and stakeholder management with this special rule called 20-60-20. Clear? Just give me yes in the chat box. Yes, very good. Super. And if possible, if you are in a position to do this yourself, I would recommend, I would recommend you guys can prepare this. See, the live sessions are for our practical in-depth knowledge. Okay, so that our understanding of the topic can go a little deeper, right? So I would recommend today we will do some practical stuff. Okay, we will make a SIPOC of your own process. Okay, I'll explain you what is SIPOC first. Then I will give you a practical, very simple example of SIPOC. And after that, we will go for, we will make the SIPOC in your own Excel sheet, for your own process. Okay, that will make it more, what you can say, relevant. So you can connect with SIPOC very easily. Okay, so let's begin with SIPOC first. So SIPOC is first of all, first I will make a SIPOC, and then I will open up all the details of it, and then we will have a 5 minutes exercise of making your own SIPOC on Excel sheet. Okay, you can parallelly also start making Excel sheet. How you can do that? Maybe you can just open one Excel sheet and make 5 columns like SIPOC. Okay, so what is SIPOC? SIPOC stands for supplier input, process, output, and customer. So this is a full form of SIPOC. So see, we always say that, right? Input, process, output, we always say, right? This is what we have learned, right? From our, whenever we start our basic technical knowledge or any engineering, whatever. Input, process, output is something what we all know. Now, input always comes from somebody who is called as supplier, right? And output always goes to somebody called customer. And that is what SIPOC, supplier, input, process, output, and customer, which is called as SIPOC, SIPOC. Clear, everybody? The full form is clear of SIPOC? Just give me yes in the chat box. Okay, all the new members especially. Just supplier, input, process, output, and customer. Now, if you do this very, very religiously, very deeply, it will give you a lot of deeper understanding and the knowledge about your own process. Okay, now, why do we do, first of all, why do we do SIPOC? First of all, it is a broad level map of the process. It is a broad level map of the process. Okay, and it connects the input and output of that and the supplier and customer of that. Okay, so एक बार हम लोग करके देखते हैं, so that will give you a clear cut understanding. If you are making along with me, okay, maybe you can open one Excel sheet and you can start doing SIPOC. You can follow my process of SIPOC, or you can start doing your own process. Okay, what I can suggest, take a very small process. Let's say, for example, if you are from HR, I'm just giving you example. Okay, if you are from HR, then And you can take up a project like, let's say, interview process. Okay, let's take interview process. The project what you are, what you can say, you are doing is reducing or improving the, what you can say, recruitment quality. Okay, recruitment quality improvement, that's your project. And your interview process is one of the process you want to make a SIPOC of. So you will list down all the process steps first of the entire interview process, how you will schedule, how you will manage, how you will plan that. Okay, so step by step you will then, what is the input for that, what is the output, and who is the supplier, who is the customer, you can basically make a note of this. If you are from quality, let's say, if you want to, if there are some rejection in the tensile strength and you are a quality person and you check the tensile strength of the product, so how to check the tensile strength, if that is a process, so you'll write down all the process steps of tensile strength. Okay, and then what is the input, what is the output, who is the supplier, who is the customer, everything you will make a Excel sheet. Okay, so according to your own process. Okay, now I will give you 30 seconds to decide any process in your mind right now. Let's take a small process in the beginning so that you can make it very easily. Small process meaning it can be finished within 5 to 6 steps. That's it. Okay. Can you just name that process in the chat right now so that we will follow that? Okay. Everybody individually will follow their own process. And I will take a very generic process and you should follow your own process. Are you clear? So type in the chat box, which one would you like to select? Okay. Joining process, okay. Incoming inspection, okay, very good. Machining process, super. Just take a process which is 5 to 6 steps, not more than 5 to 6, so that we should be understanding the essence of it. Okay, QMS reductions, okay. Training, okay, very good, super. So let's say if you're from L&D, learning and development, so how you can basically plan that training session, that entire process you can. Okay, now what I will do is I will make a tea making process. Okay, so I will take a tea making process. So you can also start your own process. Okay, yeah, coffee making also similar, right? So I will take a tea making process. So right now, what I'll write down first. So the step number 1 is boiling the water, boil water. Okay. Step number 2 is add ingredients. Ingredients. Then I will filter and serve. Add ingredients. And what else? Plus, I will boil the water. Then I will add all the ingredients. Then, yeah, I think then filter and serve only. I think it is only, okay, three step process just for our, okay. So this is the first, I'll boil the water. Then I will add all the ingredients to make a cup of tea, which is, tea powder, sugar and milk and, all the gingers and all those things. And then after that, after the brewing happens, then I will filter that, and then I'll serve for the consumption. So when I say boil the water, what are the inputs I will take? I will take, first of all, it will be water. Then the second input, there has to be a kettle, right? Or whatever pot, whatever you want to say it, right? And then you have the gas. Okay, the gas stove, you can say a stove or a gas, and the lighter just to ignite that. Okay, so these are my inputs. And then water will come from, let's say, water will come from the municipal corporation. Then the kettle, gas and lighter, maybe gas will come from gas corporation. Lighter and kettle will come from the the vendors. Okay, the respective vendors. All right. Now, when I say, so this is my step number one. Then comes the step number two, add ingredients. What are the inputs here? Inputs are sugar, milk, tea powder, ginger, and all those terms. These are the ingredients I'll keep on adding, and their respective vendors will be the suppliers. Okay. When I say filter and serve, so, or strain, I can say straining and serving. So strainer and cup, let's say cup, correct? And again, respective vendors will be the suppliers. Now, what is the output of the boil the water process? Is water boiled. Water boiled is the output of it. And imagine you are the person who is making the cup of tea. Let's say you are a tea stall vendor. Okay. So I will say you are a customer because it's an internal customer, right? Tea vendor or tea stall vendor. Then add ingredients, ingredients added. Added. Okay, again, it will be a tea vendor. I'm just very briefly giving you the idea about it, but you can go up to 5 to 6 levels of the process steps so that you can go deeper into that. And then filtered and serve. Which goes to the final customer. Okay, so this is called a very brief, very short, what you can say, example of tea making process. Now understand this. What are we getting here? If my project is to improve the taste of the tea, that's my project, because let's say my tea, the taste of the tea keeps on fluctuating a lot. So I have to focus on this process. All right. And I have to optimize this process only. So this is my focus area. In our, in our project charter, there is something called in scope. How many of you remember in scope? Just type yes in the chat box. How many of you remember in scope? The scope of the project basically. How many of you remember that? Just type yes. If you remember in scope ka matlab kya hai? Remember that? Yes. What is in scope? The scope meaning the boundary of the project. Exactly, in and out of the scope. So this is the in scope of the project. If the test of the tea is the most important, KPI I want to improve, this is what I want to focus upon to improve that. That is called in scope. So SIPOC defines our scope of the project. That's point number one. Okay, so it defines the scope of the project. Second, it connects inputs and the outputs of the customer. Now, this is the process, right? Inputs are, if you remember, there is an equation called y is equal to function of x. Do you remember this equation? Lot of times I explain this equation, y is equal to function of x. Yes? Which is the output is depending on input. Yes or no? If I want to improve my output, I have to focus on the inputs. And if you really see all the excess, you will find in this column called inputs. Very, very important insight. If you do SIPOC very, very properly, okay, and when you go to, analysis phase, fishbone analysis, etc., this column called input will give you a lot of clarity. Are you understanding? So all the inputs are there. If whatever you want to optimize in this process, all the inputs are listed in this column called input. Okay. And then who are the suppliers and who are the customers? Who are the suppliers and who are the customers? They are called as stakeholders. Stakeholder meaning, you remember In the Lean Six Sigma, we make a project team. Okay. Now, who do you select in the project? You have to select the people from supplier and people from customer. Okay. Now, supplier and customer could be internal or external. It depends on the process. It could be internal. What do you mean by internal? Some internal departments also can be internal supplier or customer, right? And when I say external, meaning the final customer will be an external customer. Like in this case, the cup of tea will be consumed by the customer and he's the external customer. And the tea vendor, during the process, the tea vendor will be the internal customer. So supplier or customer could be internal or external, but we should have the representation of these stakeholders, which are there in the column number 1 and column number 5 are called as stakeholder, stakeholders of the project. So we select. So that's the second topic we are going to discuss. How do we manage stakeholders? Are you clear with this? Just type yes in the chat box. Clear है ये? SIPOC कैसे बनाते हैं? So generally, we have to stick to the processes. Maybe 5 to 6 steps are good enough for us. And then input, supplier, output, and customer. Okay. Now, can you just do it for your the list which you have mentioned earlier? Yeah. Just take 5 minutes. We'll do a quick exercise. All right. And if possible, we will copy that document and paste it in the chat so that we can check each other's SIPOCs and we will learn from it. Clear? Okay. So it's an exercise for 5 minutes and the time starts now. So you have to open the Excel sheet and prepare your own SIPOC, maybe 4 to 5 process steps, not more than that. Okay, inputs, output, supplier and customer. Clear? Yeah? चलो 5 मिनट में हम लोग ये करते हैं. Meanwhile, I will just prepare for the next topic, which is stakeholder management. Okay. Everybody is with me. Everybody is clear with what has to be done. We are doing a practical SIPOC Excel sheet में हम लोग बना रहे हैं. Just give me yes in the chat box if you are clear with this. Clear है? Whatever I've made it in the whiteboard, you have to just make it in your Excel for your project which you have selected. Okay? जो आपने कुछ टाइम पहले लिखा था ना चैट में. I am referring to those projects. For example, like machining process hai, incoming inspection hai, and then you have training, then QMS reduction, coffee making, improving yield. These are the processes you have selected. So you have to make the SIPOCs accordingly. Okay. Super. Once you have done, okay, maybe 1 or 2 SIPOCs, I will ask you guys to share your screen so that we can understand from each other. You can present it in front of people as well. Okay. Chaliye, we'll take 5 minutes exercise and anybody is completed, please type done in the chat box and we will ask you to share your screen and ask you to present as well. If possible. Okay. If possible. It's not compulsory for everybody. If you're traveling, not in a position to do it, it's okay. But if you are, then we will learn cross-functionally as well. All right. I'm just waiting for you. Meanwhile, I'm just preparing for the next topic, which is stakeholder management. Very important topic, but after that. Okay. After this one, SIPOC. Yeah, Arvindji, if your trader person is the one who is basically bringing, so what I am understanding is there is a company, a main company, and there is a person who is a trader person, and the the trader person is bringing the material from the main company, which is your supplier. Okay, and it is supplying them. Okay, so see, we want the trader person to be a part of your project. Okay, because then let's say, for example, if the quality of the material is not up to the mark, then the trader person is the accountable person to bring the right quality material to you. He may be changed, he may change the supplier company, right? So trader is your main focus person as a supplier you can take. Okay, yeah. And then we can add him as a in our project as well, because then his input will become very important inputs. Very good, very good, good question. Whoever done first, just type done in the chat box, so that we will take one or two SIPOCs presentations, and then we will move ahead. Fantastic. Okay, Sadananji, would you like to share your screen and just present it to the people? Maybe I'm just giving you the. Okay, yeah. Can you just share your screen and just explain this, present this to the people so that they will understand this? Yeah. There is a share screen option where there is an arrow upward, so that you can click on that and share your screen. I've just allowed that. Okay, Shafiq ji, can you just share the screenshot meanwhile? Haji, okay, Sadanand ji is coming up. Let me mute myself. Okay, you can just a second. Haji, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Uh, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, we can say main problem is tap broken problem. Okay. In tapping, the supplier is Cannavital, Vidya, and other dealers and material dealers. Input may tap cutting oil material tapping program, and process is tapping. Output is tapped hole, and a customer is assembly internal or external.
So it is only one step process, only one process which is tapping. That's it.
Yes, only for tapping.
Okay, and what is the problem? What is the project you want to do here?
Yeah, tap breaking problem.
Tap breaking problem. Okay, and now tap breaking happens in this process of tapping itself.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the only one process step in that the defect can come, right?
Oh yes, in scope and out scope. This is only tap breaking in scope, and other drilling and other are in out scope.
Okay. Got it. Okay, and all the inputs you have covered here, tap, cutting oil, material, tapping program, etc. All the inputs have been covered. Maybe,
Yes.
what about if it is a skill related issue? So a person's skill also will be one of the very important input,
Yeah,
or
yes, yes, yes,
yeah, so
yes.
that can also be added over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and what else? Just think about it. What else can be? So for all the inputs, you can just add the supplier.
Yeah, we can say machine condition,
Yes, very good. Machine condition, machine
s-
speed also, if it is applicable.
parameter problem, spindle runout.
Yes, yes, yes. So all these are the the list of the inputs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, 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 good. Thank
Yes.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Spindle run out. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, Mr. Shafiq, can you share your screen? We'll have a quick run through your SIPOC as well. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, maybe you can just expand a little, maybe 150%. That will be helpful. Yeah.
Is it better?
Better, better, better. Yes, yes, yes. Please go
Great.
ahead.
Hey, since I'm from a tech background, I selected a simple problem which has too many processes where we can see a lot of defects happening. So it's about a session joining process where a session is scheduled and student has to join a session, tutor has to join a session and conduct the session. So this is broken down into multiple parts: scheduling, then assigning it to a tutor, informing the student, and how tutor joins and student joins. For each process, there are possibilities of defects in number of ways. Starting with scheduling a process, scheduling as an entire process, where we need to know what the student need, what time the student need a session, and student details. So supplier becomes the scheduling system, which consists of student details and all this. Input is definitely the subject and time of the student. And the output as a process is a scheduled session is available, and the end user is the student for this process. Then the next process is mapping or assigning a correct tutor or right tutor to match the student requirements. So here the suppliers or the operations team or workflow team, whoever feel this tutor is suitable for this particular requirement. And input becomes the available tutor pool, where we'll have a number of tutors based on the subject and other requirements. And output is that particular session, whatever we have scheduled in previous process, that gets assigned to that or mapped to that particular tutor. And here end user is the tutor. Should I proceed with other processes or?
Yeah, quickly, quickly. Yeah, you're going very well.
Yeah. Okay. Then the next process is to inform the student that there is a session scheduled, where information we're using suppliers by means of CRM, email, or SMS, and input is always the contact information where the student gets notified, and then again end user is the student. And the next process is joining, which is split into two: one tutor joining, one student joining. Again, tutor joins through the tutor portal. The input for them is what are the session details like session ID, time, subject, joining link, which bridge them or connects them to the student. And end user is again the student.
Just a second.
And again, since there will be other quality measures, so I have split that into student as well as the quality and compliance team as a customer. Because once the session ends, the reviews and all that stuff happens. Similarly, for student joins through the portal, conducts the live session, end of it, tutor is also customer here, because student is a part of input.
Very nice. Very nicely presented. Very nicely presented, Mr. Shafiq. So, what would be the this, since this joining process? What is the KPI you want to improve, and what is the project? What problem you want to solve?
I want to solve the problem where student need not to wait too long to connect with a tutor. Then student should not get connected with a wrong tutor.
Okay, got it, got it, got it. Very good, very good. Super. Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Thank you, thank you. I hope with this couple of, couple of presentations, I think it is very much clear to you. And both of them have shared that in the chat. You can download it as well if they don't mind. Okay. So see, this process gives us the clarity. Okay. See, because of the short of timing, we have selected a very simple one. Girish, you want to present? Yeah, please share and quickly we'll run through that as well so that we can go to the next one. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible, but your screen is not visible. Just click on share and just share the screen. Now it is coming.
It is
Yes,
visible.
now visible, now visible. Maybe you can just increase to 120 or maybe 150. That will be helpful. Yes. Perfect. Please go ahead.
So here my project is assembly ppm reduction by 10%, and here sub process I have selected is incoming inspection. So these are the steps which
Okay,
I am.
just one. Maybe before starting, no, just give the background about your industry so that people can connect very easily. Like Shafiq ji mentioned that he's from tech background. Okay, so maybe you can maybe you're from auto or maybe
Okay.
manufacturing.
Currently I am working in automobile industry.
Okay, very good, very good. Now we can connect better. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So this is my table, SIPOC table, supplier input, process output. Here, if you see, the first process is JRN receipt. Here, input is invoice, JRN hard copy. Second part is parts unloading and storage. Here, input is tackles, manual by hand, storage at different location. And here, process is sample selection. So, incoming lot is there, input and sampling plan. And parts inspection as per incoming standard. So here will be measuring instruments, inspection gauges, incoming inspection standard. In the end, JRN clearance. Here input is SAP system. We are clearing JRN in SAP. So here these are the outputs. When JRN received unloaded part, selected samples, inspected part, clear the JRN. Once JRN is cleared, so engine assembly is my customer, and inspected parts, these are internal customers in stores and all. Here supplier is respective vendors, and here SAP system IT team.
Very
That's
good.
all.
Super. Very nice. So yeah, stay here. Now everybody, for everybody. So if he wants to improve on this process, okay, he has to have what you can say, the representation from stores, from RQC, engine assembly, the vendor side, and IT team. Are you understanding? These are the stakeholders of the project. If he has to improve this process, these are the stakeholders. So they will make a team and do this project. Everybody's clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So the stakeholders, suppliers, and customers form, they give us the clarity about which team member we should have in our team, in the Lean Six Sigma project team. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the
Yes.
chat box, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Super. Thank you very much, Giriji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, super. So let me just go ahead now. Once you have selected your, your team and your project charter is done, your SIPOC is done, then you move to something called stakeholder management. Now, stakeholder management or stakeholder analysis is a very powerful tool I came across. See, I'll give you the a little background about it. Now, you would have seen this character of a lot of people. Like whenever the top management is front of them, they are always charged up. Okay, imagine, let's say you are starting a project. Okay, and there is a opening meeting and CEO has come for the meeting. CEO has given the direction that we want to complete the project in next 2 to 3 months time, and you have to, give your 5 to 10% working time to this project, and we want this project to be very successful because this is a very critical project for our company. And everybody says, yes sir, we are all there and we will give the support, etc. But okay, I'll share that rule as well. Okay, so what happens after that? As a project leader, you start rolling the project, but what happens after some time? The enthusiasm which was shared during this day one, which was the CEO meeting, that dries up, and nobody starts supporting the project. Nobody gives the data. Nobody turns up to the meeting, etc. And then you become frustrated. Okay, so engaging the stakeholder throughout the project is very, very difficult. And you know what? Measuring that. How do you measure it? And if you remember, I always say this: whatever you can't measure, you can't improve. Understand this? Whatever you can't measure, you can't improve. So how do you measure people engagement? Very, very difficult, right? Very, very what you can say, it is subjective. How do you come to know that this person is really engaged in a team? Let's say in a cricket team, how do you come to know that this person is really engaged into it? It's very difficult. It's so much of internal thing, right? So this stakeholder analysis plays a very crucial role to gauge that commitment level, their engagement level, and that's why it makes this stakeholder analysis tool very, very special. Okay, whoever has designed it, that amazingly thoughtful process they have followed. Now, what is this stakeholder analysis? Just to make sure that the people who are in the project as a stakeholder, they are engaged, they are supporting this wholeheartedly, they are committing, and they're doing the stuff, okay, whichever is essential to be done in this project. How do we gauge that? This is through stakeholder analysis. Now, in this, what they have done is, see, it can be done with multiple ways, but this is just the simplest way I can thought of. Okay, so first they have given various commitment levels. Okay, from supporter, compliant, indifferent, uncooperative, oppose, and hostile. So this is a neutral level. This is all a negative, what you can say, commitments and engagements, and these are the positive engagements. So we want people or the stakeholders of the project to be positively committed, and it should work upwards. Okay, so here there are two things. One is P for present level of commitment and R for required level of commitment. For example, let's say these are various stakeholders in the project, like sales team is there, management is there, employees of that process is there, customer is there, supplier is there. So these are all stakeholders what they have listed. Now you should have at least one representation of each and every stakeholder. That's what it means. Now the sales team, presently they are opposing. Now there could be multiple reasons for this. Okay, and what is R meaning? Required level of commitment. You want the sales team from opposing to at least to become compliant about the project. Compliant meaning whatever you are expecting them to do, they're following that. That is called compliant. Okay. Now, why they would oppose? There could be multiple reasons behind it. One reason could be there could be attrition in the sales department. There could be lack of promotions in the sales department. There could be some unrest or some negativity. Correct. Now, what happens because of that? Along with that, along with their sales pressures, they have to do the Lean Six Sigma product as well. That will give them additional burdensome. It would sound like a burdensome activity for them. That's why they're opposing. Okay, so you need to understand why they are doing that, and through communications, your role as a project leader is to take them from opposing level to the compliant level. But first, before we do that, how do we judge this level? The answer to that is not through the verbal commitments. Okay, how do you come to know that sales team is opposing and not complying? It is not through the verbal commitment. A lot of people will give you the verbal commitments that I will share the data with you before evening. I will give you all the, I will come to the meeting 10 minutes before the timing. All these are verbal commitments. but what exactly is it converting into real actions? This is what you have to judge. Okay, so stakeholder analysis has to be done through their actions and not the verbal commitments. Are you understanding this? So how much commitment they are showing through their actions? Are they sharing the data? Are they coming to the meetings? Are they sharing their ideas, causes, root causes? Okay, are they implementing the solutions? Are they speaking with their department people about the project? So all these are the actions they are taking, and through that basically you have to give this rating of present level of commitment and required level of commitment. So here you can see the management is, they are already supporting, they are presently they are supporting, and they are required to be supporting. Okay, employees also, they are uncooperative, but you want them to be, you know, up there in the compliant section. Customer indifferent, meaning maybe customer is just to give the feedback, so they may not be directly interacting with this, but their feedback is important, that's why they are kept in the indifferent column. Okay, then hostile, meaning they are forcefully opposing this. I'll give you an example of this. One of the project we were doing in Indonesia. Okay, I'm talking about back in 8 to 9 years ago. Now there we had suggested a automation, some encoders and some I think some sensors were added into the machine. Okay, as a part of some Pokayoke. But those people in the night shift used to chop off the wires and the cords. Okay, because of which those sensors used to malfunction or dysfunctional. So this is called hostile behavior. So because they had fear in their mind about losing their job, they were doing all those sabotaging activities, and that's what means hostile. So from hostile, you want to take them to this, correct? So the best way is through communication, through understanding why they are opposing this. Do they have any real, what I can say, real reason, or they have some misunderstandings around this? So if possible, you clarify it, or you can take help of the top management for them to, intervention, and let them handle this. All these things are a part of stakeholder analysis. See, you cannot, it's like, if you are a captain, if you are a cricket captain, okay, and in your team, there are groupism happening. Some group are not supporting you. Some group is supporting you. Some people want you genuinely fail and, come out of the captaincy. So that is called the internal politics, where, so they will not perform at their level best. And it happens. It happens in the cricket field. It happens in any sports. It can happen in any company. Okay, and it can happen in the Lean Six Sigma project as well. So how do you gauge it? As a leader of the project, you should be actually have a scan of it. And this is a scan called stakeholder analysis. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Are you clear what is stakeholder analysis? Why it is done? Clear here? Now, how do we basically give this rating? Only and only on the basis of their actions and not on the basis of the verbal communication. ओके, वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन में सब लोग बोलेंगे सर हम आपके साथ हैं, आप आगे बढ़िए, हम लोग आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे. बट is that verbal communication commitment is getting translated into action? That is where the stakeholder analysis comes into picture. And one what you can say 20-60-20 equation I talked about. Let me just clarify that as well. So in this, generally, as a consultant, when we start the project, how do you select the best persons from these team members? Okay, employee mein, how do I select the best person for the project? How do you select? Type in a chat box. How would you select the person? Let's say sales department say, I want a representation. Can I pick up anybody from the sales? Okay, somebody from the process side, I want a representation. Can I select anybody from the process? What should be the criteria for selection? Tell me, according to you, what characters do you see in that? Very good. That's fantastic, Anuj. Subject matter expertise is very, very important. Okay. Yeah, उनको process knowledge होना चाहिए. They should be relevant to the project. So when they are stakeholder है ना, तो they are already, we are declaring them, they are relevant. But in the team, now let's say sales, In the sales department, there might be 20 people, 50 people, out of which who do I select? Okay. Domain expertise, so subject matter expertise, domain expertise should be there. KRA should match very good performance, good attitude, very nice, good attitude, a positive attitude. Are you understanding? Yes? Very good. Super. Very nice. So you are absolutely in the right direction. Now, as Girishji has mentioned the KRA, now I have seen the stakeholder engagement increases the moment you put Lean Six Sigma project in their KRA. Make a note of this. Okay, because the KRAs are evaluated at the end of the financial year. Correct? Accordingly, the promotions and the increments are decided in the appraisals, right? So they will put the KRAs, the KPIs, and your performance, right? So we have seen this every time, whenever it is not there in their KRA, people will resist to come to your project discussion. They will not support the project. So it is the management's activity, it's a management accountability to put this, this Lean Six Sigma project into the KRA of the stakeholders. Are you understanding this? Very, very important. Then only they will become supportive. Apart from that, a positive attitude. See, process knowledge is absolutely essential. Okay. But along with that, see, if you have a process knowledge, but not positive attitude, then what will happen? As a project leader, it will frustrate you to, and majority of your energy and focus will go in convincing the other people. Okay. That's where this 20, 60, 20 rule comes into picture. What is this 20, 60, 20 rule of stakeholder management? What is 20 rules? See, we have all learnt about this distribution, right? Normal distribution, correct? So for any organization, we have 20% people, 60% people, the majority, and then remaining 20% people like this. Okay. So what is this 20, 60, 20? 20% people you will find. Now, it is not exactly 20, 60, 20 for all the organizations. There would be some plus and minus 5% here and there, but this more or less you will find this trend. 20% of the people in the company will be very, very pessimistic people. What do you mean by pessimistic? Pessimistic meaning any suggestion you give, they will tell that this will not work here. Okay. Sir, we are working here for 20 years. Okay. आपके जैसे बहुत सारे consultant आके चले गए. यहाँ पे वो नहीं चलेगा. That is what they will confidently say. And they will always be negative. They will always be pessimistic. They will tell you how it will fail. And 20% people will always be there like that. How many of you can immediately can think of few people, few faces in front of your eyes right now? These are characters. Yes. Now you can think of few people in front of you, right? Yes. So those are those people. कुछ भी बताओ उनको, कुछ भी brilliant most ideas, वो उसमें से खामियां निकालेंगे. That they are so, what you can say, they are so talented in that. All right. Yes. Every company, every industry, you'll find these characters. See, they are not bad people, but their orientation is like that. Those are 20% people. On the other side, rest, let's come to the other 20% people. They are the positive most people. They are optimistic people. Every time they are kind of never give up kind of a people. So any challenge they will come up and they always be finding out some solution, some out of box solution, etc. Yes, exactly. Very good. So 20% will be fully supportive, fully optimistic. 20% will be completely pessimistic. Remaining 60% are the people are almost like undecided or neutral kind of a people. Okay, they are kind of चलेगा, ये भी चलेगा, वो भी चलेगा, कांग्रेस भी चलेगा, बीजेपी भी चलेगा. Okay, so they are kind of balancing people. They are neither optimistic nor pessimistic, but they are in between somewhere. Now the question is, who do you select in your project? Who do you select? P for pessimistic, O for optimistic, N for neutral. Type in the chat box. Who do you select in the project? Type in the chat box. So here you have 20% optimistic, 20%, 60% neutral, and 20% pessimistic. Who do you select? P and N, P and S. From all PN. Okay. Yeah. See, I would select. Okay. I would select, if I have 5 people to be selected, I will select one person from this pessimistic group. I'll give you why. I will select 3 people from optimistic group and maybe 1 or 2 people from the neutral group. Let's say I have to select the 5 to 6 people. Very good. FMEA करने के लिए ना मुझे pessimistic people की बहुत बहुत जरूरत पड़ेगी. What is FMEA? Which is failure mode and effect analysis. So in this tool, let's say, in this tool, we basically find out where this process can fail, where pessimistic people can easily give me the answer. Okay, this can fail here, this can fail here, this can, because they are oriented like this. They are expert into this. Optimistic people may not think in that direction, but pessimistic people can give me very good. So I will keep one person from the pessimistic, but not more than one, or maybe 2 or 3. No. Why I want more optimistic people? Because see, Lean Six Sigma is all about, first of all, you have to do, along with your routine activities, you are doing a project. So you have to be a little optimistic about it. Second is, some of the out of box thinking is required. Okay, so there your optimistic thinking people will be very helpful. Are you understanding? Yes. And neutral are the people who, you can easily mold them. If they are convinced, they will be supporting to your project. But don't take more pessimistic people. Otherwise, what it will happen is they will drain your energy and you will not be able to drive the project with a lot of pessimistic people. Of course, there are some tools where some kind of, thinking is required. Pessimistic thinking also is required, like I mentioned, like FMEA. Okay. So whenever we are constituting the team and doing the stakeholder analysis, just remember this 20-60-20 rule. So how do we do in the consulting assignments? We sit with the process owner and the HR heads. Okay, these are the 2 people. They know about the person's, what you can say, character. Okay. We first list down all the people, experienced people, and the middle level experienced people who know about the process, thorough knowledge of the process. And what is the orientation? Are they positively, or are they positive enough? Are they optimistic enough? Okay. And we discuss with them, with HR and with the head of the department of that process. Okay. So with these 2 people consultation, we select the team members. Okay. And this is how the stakeholder management has to be done. So this, I found it one of the most brilliant tool to gauge the engagement level of the person, which otherwise is very subjective in nature. It is very subjective, na? Whether this person is supporting the team, whether this person is supporting the project or not. But this particular tool gives us that added advantage to gauge that level, and we always have to do it on the basis of their actions and not their verbal commitments. Okay, and that is called stakeholder analysis. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Clear hai ye? Use them to fill the data collection and not key leaders and thinkers. They lack responsibility, knowledge. Very good. See, and what I have seen, no, everywhere the dynamics are different. And you as a team, as a project leader, you have the best pulse of the team composition. Okay, that's why the coach of the, let's say, cricket team, the coach as well as the captain, they have the best composition. They have the best pulse of who should be the best person to put in this particular match, in this scenario. So they take a call together. Okay. Similarly, you, along with the consultation with HR as well as the process head, you have to take a call who should be the best fit in this project, who should be positively oriented, optimistic, with having some process knowledge as well. Okay. And that is called stakeholder analysis. Very, very powerful tool. So with the help of SIPOC and with the help of stakeholder analysis, we, lay the foundation of the project very well in the define phase itself, so that we can proceed for the measure phase, analyze, improve, and control phase. Clear, everybody? Just give me yes in the chat box. This is all available in your define phase green belt level. As I mentioned, green belt and the black belt define phase remains more or less same. Okay, so that's not much difference in that. Okay, so any question we have, you can just put it in the chat, and I would like to answer them. And meanwhile, okay, all the new members, you have received your login ID password. Just give me yes in the chat box. If you are there in the room, because in the beginning there were not many. Okay, you've got login ID password, right? Okay, so anywhere you get any kind of a challenge, this is a number you need to connect with. Okay, all the new member especially joined yesterday, day before, or last week, etc. Very new in the community. So just save this number in your mobile phone as the mentor, SNG mentor. You can just put a name, and in your LMS system, go to My Courses tab, and in the My Courses tab, you should start with the course number 1. Okay, attend the live sessions. Go to course number 1. Whenever you miss the live session, there is something called Master Class Archive. This is the folder you will find in the My Courses itself. You will find Master Class Archive, where you will find, let's say today's session is there. So today's session recording is available, will be available in Masterclass Archive after some time. Okay, after maybe 1 hour, it will be available. All right, all the new members, are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. And whenever you get stuck, this is the WhatsApp number. This is just for messaging, okay, not for calling, because this is with multiple people. Okay, so better to send a message that, I'm not able to understand this concept, or I just want to connect with my own example. Okay, I'm from this industry. Can you just help me out? So you can just ask this question, and our mentor will be more than happy to support you in that. Okay, super, super. So thank you very much for joining in. Any question further, you can just connect on that WhatsApp number. Email भी कर सकते हो, but email पे reply office hours में मिलेगा आपको. But on WhatsApp, even after office hour also, we will communicate with you. Okay, so better than WhatsApp becomes a faster way of communication. That's what I believe, rather than email. Email थोड़ा सा पुराना हो गया है, right? Yes, so measure phase 1 project, apply all the tools, talk to separate examples, data. We can do that, Anuj ji. So for that, no, I would recommend go through the hackathon wala recording. Okay, so in the hackathon wala recording, we go through almost all the tools, right from the Minitab tools, okay, CPK, and all the tools basically. Okay, how to collect the data, gauge R&R. Okay, so green belt as well as black belt hackathon में ना वो आपको see, because every tool itself will take a lot of time, and hackathon is almost of 9 hours, continuous 9 hours. So उसमें enough time मिल जाता है to cover all the tools with great length. Okay, otherwise we have a lot of topics covered in the masterclass archive also. Masterclass archive भी बहुत ज़्यादा topics है आपके लिए, आप बहुत कुछ उसमें से सीख सकते हो. ठीक है? Good that you guys are. No, Pranav ji, for green belt and for black belt, the project submission is not mandatory. Okay, master black belt के लिए है, but that I will explain you at the master black belt level. But for green and black, there is no submission required. But if you have a project, please share with us. We will definitely evaluate it. We'll definitely give you the inputs to make it better. Okay, that would be our, because everybody may not be in a position to do the projects and submit the projects. If your organization, if your management is providing you that option, you are very lucky, and you are doing very well. But not all the managements are pro to that, right? That's the only challenge, and we don't want the people's certification to be held back because of not submitting the project. That's why it is not mandatory even by the CSSC also. Okay. Yeah, and we have done that. That's why a lot of case studies are there, and we also discuss case studies in between. महीने में एक दो बार case studies हम लोग share करते हैं. Okay, yeah. uh, don't have the protected time. What is that? Soumya ji, I did not understand. What is that protected time? मतलब क्या है?
Sorry to say that, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
but actually for the project work, we don't like specific time, that is not allotted to us for our institution. So we take our own time for doing this assignment. So
Okay.
we don't have that much of protected time, or you can say the specified time to do that work. So in between, we have to look for ourselves
So
and
it is
for
your
our
self-initiative. That's what it means, right?
right, right, right.
Understood. See, all of us are like that only. Otherwise, why would you pay out of your pocket and do this? Because a lot of companies, see, we are also doing this training consulting to companies where they sponsor it, right? And see, you can also try that out. You can connect us to your management people, and we will give the presentation how this training and coaching consulting will be helpful for your team members as well as your organization. And they will take a call. Management will take a call about it. Okay, and we are free to do this presentation for your management. Nowadays, it can be done online as well. So even we don't have to travel to your office. It can be done very effectively, and we are doing it across the globe right now. Okay, so we are open for that. Anybody wants to arrange a presentation for your management about Lean Six Sigma and what are the advantages with case studies, very strong case studies, we are more than happy to do that. Okay, yeah, try that out, and you can connect with our the WhatsApp number, and we will give you all the details for that. Okay. Super. Thank you very much for guys for this joining, and keep learning, keep growing. Any questions, please get connected. Till the time, enjoy yourself, and bye bye. Take care. Good night. We'll connect again in the next session.